To begin your myofascial release practice, gently lie back on a foam roller so that your pelvis and your head are fully supported. Allow your arms to relax to the sides and begin to breathe in a three-dimensional fashion, expanding the ribs out to the sides, into the roller, and up toward the ceiling, as well as expanding the collarbone and the pubic bone away from one another. Do this without force, but do it mindfully, looking for places to unstick and unwind. Unraveling the subtle tensions in our breathing muscles and our secondary breathing muscles. And then begin to rock the entire body side to side. And notice as the movement starts to increase, our body automatically engages our core muscles to prevent us from falling over. Maintain your relaxation. Continue to breathe. And when you're ready, inhale the arms wide and up, creating more expansion. Exhale the arms out to the side, and then stretch your fingertips away so your arms are like wings. Slowly, deliberately, with the fingers spread, start to move the wrists through full range of motion, pulling the fingers toward the floor and alternately toward the ceiling. Stretching and opening the chest, the heart, and the breath a little bit more. And then stretch your arms so that the fingertips are reaching toward the ceiling, and reach so much that the shoulder blades pop off of the roller. And with straight arms, begin to hug the shoulder blades back into the roller so it feels like a massage. Moving back and forth, inhaling, reaching, and exhaling, hugging the shoulder blades into the roller. There's a lot of stress and tension that we hold in our upper back between the shoulder blades. Now release your hands and begin to do some pelvic tilts. Without using the legs, allow the lower belly to do the work as you roll the tail toward the roller and alternately pull the pubic bone toward the navel, giving the low back a nice massage. Begin to rock side to side, the whole body. Again, noticing how the core musculature catches us so we do not fall over. Maintain your relaxation, and when you're ready, fall off the roller. And lie in Shavasana for a few moments to check in. Notice how you feel. Connect with the breath again. Place the roller under your head, between the neck and the skull, and begin to move the head in a yes fashion, using just enough pressure so that it feels like a massage here. Unwinding the tension in the upper neck. And then place the roller about an inch higher So the head is on the roller, the chin is lifted, the nose is pointing toward the ceiling, and turn your face side to side in a no fashion. Keep the shoulders depressed so that as you turn your face to the side, you feel a stretch through the neck, into the shoulders, lower neck and back. Take your time. And then place the roller under the shoulder blades. Make sure that you have good alignment by reaching your hands to the ceiling. And if you feel both shoulder blades, you're in the right place. If not, make an adjustment. Bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor, and then begin to wrap around the roller, bending backward over the roller on the inhale and coming back to neutral on the exhale, using repetition to unwind this upper back and chest. And then start to move to the side so you're squeezing your elbow toward the hip without a twist. It's a complete lateral bend, pausing at the top of the contraction, hugging rib to hip, stretching the opposite side of the body, and massaging the upper back a little bit more. Continue to breathe. Lift your pelvis and begin to roll along the upper back, looking for a massage-like quality. And then begin to do twists side to side, baby twists. So you're drawing your shoulder gently toward the opposite hip with mindfulness on how your low back, upper back, and the places that the roller are touching are being affected. Then roll down to the middle ribs and begin to roll again, releasing the knots and spots that you're touching. Pause here and begin your twists. Gentle baby twists, slow and mindful. Shoulder to opposite hip. And finally, move down to the lower ribs and begin to rock it out here. Slow and easy and mindfully. And then begin to do your twists. When you're finished, remove the roller and place it under your calves. Cross left foot over right, so there's a little extra pressure in the right calf. And begin to roll, feeling the knots and spots in the lower leg, moving through center leg, inner leg, and outer leg. Again, massaging and releasing the tension there. Gently shear those muscles by rocking the legs side to side. And then circle the ankle very slowly, very deliberately, mindfully watching what shows up in the lower calf. Circle in one direction and then circle in the other direction. When you're finished, it might feel good just to relax and allow the tension under the roller to melt down and relax. When you're finished, move to center calf and begin to roll again, exploring and looking for places to touch. Rocking side to side, sharing the tension in the muscles, the tension in the myofascial tissue. And then begin to circle the ankle. And then circle the ankle in the opposite direction. Place the roller under the upper calf and begin to rock again. Once again, the center, the inner, and the outer calf. Make sure you touch all of those places. And then shear the muscles side to side. Roll the ankle in a giant, slow, deliberate circle. And then roll the ankle in the opposite direction. When you're ready, switch legs. Place the left leg on the lower, above the roller on the lower calf, right leg over the left, and begin to roll, exploring inner, outer, and center calf, shearing side to side. And then create your ankle circles. Circle in both directions. Move up the calf and begin to roll again. Shear side to side. And then begin to create your ankle circles. Try not to rush through these processes. Make sure you explore and slow down and really bring your attention and your awareness into what you're doing. Circle both directions. And when you're finished working the calves, bring the roller higher up and explore another area of the calf. Shearing side to side. Taking your time. Creating your ankle circles. In both directions. And then roll the roller right under the hips so they're touching the hips. And as you straighten your legs, your hips are going to pop off the floor. There's plenty of pressure in the back of the thighs now. And begin to snow angel the legs, pressing the flesh of the back of the thighs into the roller and moving the flesh across the thigh bones as you snow angel. So snow angel both legs, and then one leg at a time, working through the fullest range of motion that you can muster. And then move down to center thigh and begin your snow angel process again. This time the pelvis is going to be on the floor likely. But make sure you keep plenty of pressure here. It's important to work this area because most of our day sometimes is spent sitting, and this myofascial tissue gets very squishy and fibrous. And when it does, it creates cellulite looking flesh. This helps to dissolve all of that tension, release the stuck stress from our body, and smooth out this area. Snow angel both legs, and then each leg independently, working through your full range of motion. And then finally move to the lower thighs. Once again, snow angel, keep plenty of pressure on the thighs so that you can move the flesh around the thigh bone. And then do just one leg at a time. And take a moment just to relax in a supported Shavasana here. We're going to move to releasing the outer thigh. We'll start just above the knee. So begin to roll the area, the outer thigh area just above the knee. The top leg comes forward. The arms support us. After you roll it a couple of times, pause and bend and straighten the knee. It's a cross fiber shear for that area. It might be intense. And then move up the thigh a couple of inches and begin to roll again. Pause. Bend and straighten the knee a few times. Once again, take your time. Stay mindful. Do just enough, but not too much. And then move up the thigh a couple more inches and roll again. Pause, bend and straighten the knee. And when you're finished with that side, move to the other side. Start the process on the outer thigh closest to the knee. First by rolling. And then pause and bend and straighten the knee. Then move up the thigh a couple of inches and roll again. For a lot of us, this is a very, very tender place. Repetition, visiting this area on a regular basis. After you roll, make sure you bend and straighten the knee a few times. Make sure you hydrate so the toxins that are being released can be flushed from the body. And then finally, let's move up to a higher part of the outer thigh. Roll again. And then bend and straighten the knee. One more time. One more set. The next practice will be our inner thigh. We start just above the knee again. We want our bodies to be rolling more toward the navel, and we want our leg to be perpendicular to the roller, so it's like a plus sign. Start by rolling, exploring the flesh of the inner thigh, making sure that it's soft tissue and not nerve or a deep artery. After you roll a couple of times, bend and straighten the knee. Keep plenty of pressure on the inner thigh. Remember to continue to breathe nice and easy, nice and calmly. Again, this is another area where we hold a lot of stress and tension. Move the roller to middle thigh. With straight leg, begin to roll again. Bend and straighten the knee. And then finally come to the upper inner thigh. Straight leg, roll it. This area might feel like a hurt so good massage. You're digging into some places that don't normally get touched. Bend and straighten the knee. And when you're finished with that side, we move to the other side. Start by laying as close to your belly as you can, legs straight. Roller just above the knee and begin to roll the inner thigh back and forth, small movements. Look for areas of stuck stress, and then bend and straighten the knee. Move to the middle thigh, straight leg, roll it again. Bend and straighten. And then finally make your way to the inner thigh, upper inner thigh. Straight leg, roll it. Nice pressure on the inner thigh, releasing stress and tension. And then bend and straighten. When you're finished, we're going to place the roller under our pelvis in a supported bridge. Make sure you're not catching any of the vertebra. The roller's only under the pelvis, and then lift your knees and let the lower legs hang. And begin to move the knees in tiny circles. Knees are like they're glued together, and you're only moving around to massage the sacral bone, that lowest part of the spine, that triangular bone that are attached to your hip bones. Make sure you circle in both directions. Mindfully, slowly looking, paying attention to what's showing up for you. And then both knees to the right. Keep the left leg stationary and begin to circle the right kneecap in the biggest, slowest, most mindful circle that you can muster. unwinding the stress and tension that is stored deep inside of this pelvis. And then circle the opposite direction. When you're finished, send both knees to the left. The right leg stays stable and the left kneecap moves in a very slow, very mindful, and with the biggest circle that you can muster. Watching all the places that you're touching unwind, using lots and lots of patience. And then be sure to move in the opposite direction with the same qualities. Slow, mindful, working through the entire circle. When you're finished, bring your pelvis back to neutral and lower your right foot to the floor. Hug your left knee toward your chest and let your ribs fall into the mat a little deeper. Make sure that your right knee is facing straight out in front of you and not splaying out to the right. With a little patience, with calm, easy breath, maybe you'll notice your body deepening into this posture. If you feel like it, straighten your left leg and take a hamstring stretch. Stay with your deep breath. And then slowly switch legs. Once again, the ribs are heavy. The right knee squeezes into the chest. The left foot presses into the floor. And the left knee stays in the midline and resists the temptation to let the left knee splay to the left. Allow the right leg to straighten. Continue to breathe calmly, smoothly, and deeply. Release the roller and fall into a supported Shavasana. When you're ready, come up to sitting. Take a few moments to notice how you feel. Then bring your hands to your third eye and to heart center. Namaste.